Okay, so this is going to be a quick run to the farming location in Kaled. Um, and it's just going to be a straight run from the first grace that's outside of the start location. And so if you've already got Torrent, you've already got your Spirit Summons, this will just be a quick straight run there, just so you can see how to do it with minimal effort. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward as long as you don't engage anything troublesome like the Tree Sentinel over there, or any of the field bosses that may or may not spawn along the way, depending on the time of day or night that you decide to go. It's really, honestly, because there are lots of areas that don't have enemies, sort of, you can go in between, more or less, and avoid a lot of the trouble. So, as you can see, I'm heading sort of a northeasterly direction here, and what I'm trying to do is actually avoid as many enemy sort of clumps as I possibly can along the way, and that'll just really make it a lot easier to get over here. So the first step is basically passing that grace where you get Torrent by the path up to the Stormvale region, and we're actually going to go past that here to this Spirit Well, and that will allow us to hop up to where the giants are up there, and we can make our way east from the road that's right there. So it's fairly easy to do, and there's a little bit of leeway with those. As you can see, I actually passed through it before I hit the jump button because I missed with my finger. Anyway, yeah, there's a little encampment beyond this ruin here that you don't want to be too involved in, and there are actually some traps if you're not careful, like right there. You can see them, the stakes in the ground, so just watch out for that when you're doing this. I'm sure there's a slightly better route that I could take that would be more direct, but I feel like this is a fairly easy way to come across here that people will recognize more or less. Obviously we want to avoid fighting this dude because we're still level 1 and we have no armor, and he hurts. And yeah, so we're going to go through Limbgrave, or this graveyard here in the beginning of Limbgrave. We don't want to actually fight any skeletons or any of the I don't know if they're necromancers or whatever you want to call them, the sorcerer, the undead sorcerers, I guess, because they've got a very annoying homing ranged attack. This boss here is actually not a problem because his big thing, or their big thing, is that they summon other things to fight you. So as long as you ignore the Tibia Mariner and don't get hit by the boat attack, you should be fine. You can just ride through. There are other Tibia Mariners out there that summon a lot more horrifying things that will definitely kill you at this level, so you probably can't do the same thing with them, but overall it's pretty straightforward. So the church on the left there does have a grace in it, but it also there's also an invader there, so because I haven't procced that with this character yet because it's just been used for that quick soul farm, or rune farm, we don't want to get her to spawn in, so we're going to avoid it. We're going to go right, and we also don't want to go on the road there because there are plague dogs down there that will really ruin your day. So we hop in here into Kaled, and we're going to follow this road, but not actually be on the road because that's where the enemies are. So you can see there's a bunch of Scarlet Rot zombies over there, and in this next area there are giant dogs that will cause you a lot of grief if you engage with them, because it's all level 1 with no clothes. They will one-shot you. It's not great. So we'll just go this way, and we're going to ignore that dog, go here down to the town. Now we're going to go left of the town here because there's fewer enemies as far as I can tell. There's one flaming monk guy right here on the right who shouldn't get you, and then you just go past this fire right here and drop down, and you're golden. No problem. And we'll just keep heading straight out of the town. this next area has a lot of really annoying insect guys who have this homing attack with their spit. So we're actually going to go left and cut across the swamp here. And in the distance, you can see an actual bonfire, not a Souls bonfire, but an actual bonfire. So we're going to head down to this merchant here, and it's going to make life a lot easier because there's no enemies. And then we're going to attack back up towards the road here, taking this sort of open area, and there aren't any enemies right here. If you're lucky, or if your timing is correct, there won't be any enemies on the left or the right hand side of this, and you can turn onto the road here, and then we're going to gently slip off to the right to avoid those guys on the left there with the polearms and whatever. Those are the dudes who will wreck your day if they catch sight of you. They're very fast, so you got to be careful. There's a grace right over here as well, which is nice, but you don't need to worry about that if you feel confident. And we're going to go up here towards the Church of Dragon Communion, but we're not going to go through the front because there's a dragon out there, and there's also a guard inside the front of the church. You don't want him to give us a bad time, so we're actually going to attack over here and go past it on its western edge, and then we're going to cut east once we get sort of past that edge there, and it'll make life a lot easier on us. And actually, when I turn here, you'll be able to see the guard. There he is, but he hasn't seen us. So there's a grace right here. You definitely want to touch that. It'll make your life a little bit easier for this next part. If you come over here at night, there is one of those night rider guys who will give you a bad time at this crossroad. And this Steely right here is where you get the map for this region. And that merchant right there is, he sells one of the most useful things in the game, the Rotbone Arrow and Rotbone Bolt cookbook. And those are incredibly helpful for a lot of bosses and chunkier enemies. So we're just going to follow this southeast down here towards that large tower. And next to that tower is the grace that we want to touch. And so that's the beginning of the farm right here. So I just thought I would do a really quick video to take you through this route as sort of efficiently as possible from the very start of the game. You know, it's basically making the assumption that nobody has any of the graces needed to get here, and then I'll just hop up here to watch the soul farm happen and kind of go over the route we took on the map real quick so that people have a better idea. Ooh, almost went too far there. And just make sure to crouch here so that they can't hit you with bolts. But yeah, so we started over here at the first step. We went over this way through the past the lake, the Agia Lake, past this grace up here to this, hopped up using the spirit well, ran up here into the camp, ran right, and just followed this road along the edge of it. We avoided the church that's right in this area here, and also avoided the dogs. Went over this way along this side, swapped over to the other side down here, came down here, fought, then went down to the merchant that's right here, back up here, around this side along, and then went up to the crossroads, followed the road straight down, and we got here. And as you can see, as soon as you get close enough, the those guys right there with the trumpets have they'll blow their trumpet, and it'll cause the stronger soldiers, I don't even know what you'd call the men-at-arms, I guess, knights, the Redbane Knights, I guess is what they're called. The Redbane Knights will hop off, and they'll get involved in this fight, and yeah, and it's a very convenient farm. I have another video that's a lot longer detailing them, so just thought I'd leave you with that, and just once again, this is the Impassable Great Bridge grace. Yeah, I hope this was helpful for the people who just needed a quick guide on how to get here. As you can see, it takes almost no time, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.